Hello everyone, this is the synopsis of Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer. Introduction. The Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer is a collection of 24 stories written in Middle English between 1387 and 1400. The tales are presented as part of a storytelling contest by a group of pilgrims as they travel together on a journey from London to Canterbury to visit the shrine of St. Thomas Becket at Canterbury Cathedral. The work is notable for its vivid portrayal of diverse group of characters, its rich use of language, and its insightful commentary on English society. General Prologue. The general prologue introduces a diverse group of pilgrims who gather at the Tabard Inn in Southwark, London, before embarking on a pilgrimage to the shrine of St. Thomas Becket in Canterbury. Chaucer, the narrator, describes each of the pilgrims in vivid detail, providing insights into their personalities, professions, and social standing. The host of the inn, Harry Bailey, proposes a storytelling contest to make the journey more entertaining. Each pilgrim is to tell 2 tales on the way to Canterbury and 2 on the way back, with the best storyteller to be rewarded with a free meal at the inn. The Knight's Tale. The Knight's Tale is a chivalric romance about noble cousins Palamon and Arcite who are imprisoned in Athens. From their prison, they both fall in love with Emily, the sister-in-law of Duke Theseus. After being released, they become rivals for her affection, leading to a tournament organized by Theseus to settle their dispute. Arcite wins the tournament but is mortally wounded, allowing Palamon to eventually marry Emily. The tale explores themes of love, rivalry, and capricious nature of fortune, highlighting the noble and tragic aspects of chivalric life. The Miller's Tale. The Miller's Tale is a comic and bawdy story about a carpenter named John, his young and beautiful wife Alison, and 2 clerks, Nicholas and Absalom, who both desire Alison. Nicholas devises a scheme to trick John into thinking a second great flood is imminent, allowing him to spend the night with Alison. Absalom, seeking a kiss from Alison, is instead tricked into kissing Nicholas's buttocks. When Absalom returns with a hot poker for revenge, he burns Nicholas, causing a commotion that exposes the affair. The tale satirizes human foolishness and infidelity with a humorous and irreverent tone. The Reeve's Tale. The Reeve's Tale, a response to the Miller's Tale, features a dishonest miller named Simpkin who steals grain from 2 clerks, John and Ellen. Seeking revenge, the clerks spend the night at the miller's home. During the night, Ellen seduces the miller's daughter, while John tricks the miller's wife into sleeping with him. In the morning, a fight ensues and the clerks escape their stolen grain and their dignity intact. The tale is filled with crude humor and emphasizes themes of trickery and retribution, reflecting the Reeve's own cunning and vengeful nature. The Cook's Tale. The Cook's Tale is an unfinished story about an apprentice named Perkin Reveler who is known for his love of dancing, gambling, and other vices. Perkin's master dismisses him for his unruly behavior and he goes to live with a friend who shares his debauched lifestyle. The tale abruptly ends, leaving the fate of Perkin and his friend unresolved. The Cook's Tale offers a glimpse into the underbelly of medieval society, highlighting the hedonistic and carefree lives of apprentices who reject societal norms and responsibilities in favor of pleasure and revelry. The Man of Law's Tale. The Man of Law's Tale tells the story of Constance, a virtuous Christian woman who endures a series of trials and tribunals. Married to the Sultan of Syria, she is betrayed and set adrift at sea by Sultan's mother. Constance survives and washes ashore in Northumbria, where she converts the locals to Christianity. She marries King Allah, but faces more challenges, including false accusations and separation from her husband. Ultimately, her faith and perseverance are rewarded and she is reunited with her family. The tale explores themes of divine providence, faith, and resilience against adversity. The Wife of Bath's Tale. The Wife of Bath's Tale is a story about a knight who, after raping a maiden, is sentenced to discover what women most desire or face execution. He meets an old woman who promises to save his life if he agrees to marry her. She reveals that women desire sovereignty over their own lives and relationships. The knight delivers this answer to the queen and is spared. He reluctantly marries the old woman, who transforms into a beautiful and faithful wife after he grants her the power to choose. The tale emphasizes themes of female autonomy and the transformative power of mutual respect. The Friar's Tale. The Friar's Tale is a moral story about a corrupt summoner who befriends a devil disguised as a yeoman. As they travel together, they encounter various people, including a poor widow whom the summoner tries to extort. The devil reveals his true nature when the summoner curses the widow and the devil takes him to hell. The tale criticizes the greed and corruption of church officials, using the summoner as a symbol of moral decay. Through the friar's narrative, Chaucer explores themes of justice, retribution, and the ultimate consequences of a sinful life. The Summoner's Tale. The Summoner's Tale, a direct response to the Friar's Tale, is a satirical story about a greedy friar who visits a dying man named Thomas. The friar promises prayers and blessings in exchange for donations, but Thomas, angry at friar's hypocrisy, tricks him. Thomas tells the friar to reach into his buttocks for a supposed gift, which turns out to be a fart. The tale mocks the corruption and greed of friars, highlighting their exploitation of the faithful. It serves as a humorous critique of the church's moral failings and the absurdity of religious pretensions. The Clerk's Tale. The Clerk's Tale is a narrative about Griselda, a woman of extraordinary patience and virtue. The Marquis of Saluzzo, who tests her loyalty through a series of cruel trials. Walter takes away their children, pretending to kill them, and later divorces Griselda to marry another woman. Griselda remains unwaveringly obedient and patient throughout. In the end, Walter reveals that the tests were a ruse and he reunites Griselda with their children, restoring their status. The tale explores themes of loyalty, virtue, and the limits of human endurance, presenting an idealized vision of wifely obedience. The Merchant's Tale. The Merchant's Tale is about January, an elderly knight who marries a young woman named May. Despite their significant age difference, January is possessive and jealous. May falls in love with Damien, January's squire, and they begin an affair. January is temporarily blinded, allowing May and Damien to carry on their relationship more freely. However, the gods intervene, restoring January's sight at an inopportune moment, catching May and Damien in the act. May quickly deceives January with a clever explanation, and he believes her, showcasing themes of deception, infidelity, and the folly of possessive love. The Squire's Tale. The Squire's Tale is an unfinished romance about the daughter of a Mongol king named Cambuscan. She receives magical gifts from a mysterious knight, including a brass horse that can fly, a mirror that reveals future dangers, and a ring that allows her to understand the language of birds. The tale begins with the promise of adventures involving these magical items, but it abruptly ends before the story can fully develop. The Squire's Tale highlights themes of chivalry, exoticism, and the marvels of the East, reflecting the youthful and romantic imagination of the Squire. The Franklin's Tale. The Franklin's Tale focuses on Dorigen, who is left behind when her husband Arviragus goes to sea. Distressed by his absence, she makes a rash promise to Aurelius, a squire who loves her, agreeing to be with him if he can remove all the rocks from the coast of Brittany. Aurelius enlists a magician to complete the task, but when he reveals his success, Dorigen is distraught. However, all parties show noble character. Arviragus urges Dorigen to honor her promise, but Aurelius releases her from it, and the magician forgives Aurelius's debt. The tale emphasizes themes of honor, integrity, and generosity. The Physician's Tale. The Physician's Tale is a tragic narrative about Virginia, a beautiful and virtuous maiden. A corrupt judge named Appius desires her and conspires with a churl named Claudius to falsely accuse Virginia's father, Virginius, of enslaving her. To save his daughter from dishonor, Virginius kills her and Appius orders his execution. However, the townspeople revolt, leading to Appius's imprisonment and Claudius's banishment. The tale explores themes of corruption, innocence, and the harsh consequences of maintaining virtue in a morally compromised world. It highlights the fragility of justice and the extremes parents might go to protect their children. The Pardoner's Tale. The Pardoner's Tale is a moral story about three writers who seek to kill death after it claims the life of their friend. An old man directs them to a tree where they find a pile of gold. Greed soon overtakes them and they plot to kill one another to claim the treasure for themselves. The youngest writer is sent to fetch food and drink and poisons the wine, while the other two plan to stab him upon his return. The plan works, but they end up drinking the poisoned wine and dying as well. The tale serves as a powerful admonition against greed and the moral corruption it brings. The Shipman's Tale. The Shipman's Tale is a humorous story about a merchant, his wife, and a monk named Sir John. The merchant's wife borrows money from the monk, promising to repay him with favors. The monk then borrows the same amount from the merchant, claiming it is for a business venture. The merchant soon realizes the deception, but the wife cleverly explains her actions and the merchant forgives her. The tale underscores themes of marital fidelity, deception, and clever manipulation. Through its lively narrative, the story highlights the cunning and resourcefulness often required to navigate the complexities of personal relationships. The Prioress's Tale. The Prioress's Tale is a pious story about a young Christian boy who is murdered by Jews for singing a hymn to the Virgin Mary as he passes through their ghetto. Despite having his throat cut, the boy miraculously continues to sing due to divine intervention until his body is discovered. The Jews are punished and the boy is honored as a martyr. The tale reflects the deep-seated anti-Semitism of the medieval period, and its themes revolve around faith, innocence, and divine justice. The prioress's narrative underscores her devout religious beliefs and the miraculous power of faith. Chaucer's Tale of Sir Topas. Chaucer himself tells a comedic tale in rhyming verse about Sir Topas, a knight who embarks on a quest to find an elf queen. The tale parodies chivalric romances with its exaggerated and absurd elements. Sir Topus encounters various adventures, including a battle with a giant, but the tale is abruptly interrupted by the host, who finds it tedious and unworthy. This interruption highlights the humorous and self-deprecating nature of Chaucer's storytelling. The tale serves as a satirical commentary on the conventions of medieval Romance literature, poking fun at its cliches and overblown heroics. The Tale of Melibea. Chaucer then tells a lengthy prose allegory called The Tale of Melibea, which focuses on Melibea, a wealthy man whose wife Prudence and daughter Sophia are attacked by his enemies. While Melibea seeks violent revenge, Prudence advises him to pursue a path of wisdom, patience, and forgiveness. Through a series of moral and philosophical arguments, Prudence convinces Melibea to reconcile with his enemies and seek a peaceful resolution. The tale emphasizes themes of wisdom, temperance, and the virtues of prudent counsel. It contrasts the impulsive desire for vengeance with the long-term benefits of forgiveness and understanding. The Monk's Tale. The Monk's Tale is a series of short tragedies about historical and biblical figures who experienced great falls from grace. These tales include stories of Lucifer, Adam, Samson, Hercules, and many others. Each story follows a similar structure, highlighting the fleeting nature of fortune and the inevitable downfall of those who rise too high. The monk's narrative serves as a mediation on the impermanence of worldly success and the tragic consequences of hubris and moral failure. Through these cautionary tales, the monk underscores the theme of fate's inescapable influence and the vulnerability of human greatness. The Nun's Priest's Tale. The Nun's Priest's Tale is a fable about a rooster named Chanticleer who dreams of being attacked by a fox. His wife Peretelote dismisses his fears, but the dream proves prophetic when a fox named Russell tricks Chanticleer into letting his guard down and captures him. Using his wits, Chanticleer flatters the fox into boasting, allowing him to escape. The tale highlights themes of pride, deception, and the power of cunning over brute strength. Through its humorous and engaging narrative, The Nun's Priest's Tale offers a moral lesson on the dangers of vanity and the importance of vigilance. The Second Nun's Tale. The Second Nun's Tale recounts the life of Saint Calcia, a devout Christian martyr who converts her husband Valerian and his brother Tiberius to Christianity. Despite facing persecution from Roman authorities, Calcia remains steadfast in her faith. She performs miracles, including surviving attempts on her life, and continues to convert others until she is finally martyred. The tale celebrates Calcia's unwavering devotion and the transformative power of faith. Through her story, Second Nun emphasizes the virtues of piety, courage, and the enduring impact of spiritual conviction in the face of worldly oppression. The Canon's Yeoman's Tale. The Canon's Yeoman's Tale is a cautionary story about a dishonest alchemist who deceives people with false promises of turning base metals into gold. The Canon's Yeoman, who serves the alchemist, recounts their fraudulent practices and the moral and financial ruin they bring upon their victims. The tale serves as a critique of alchemy and the gullibility of those who seek quick wealth through dubious means. Through his narrative, the Canon's Yeoman highlights themes of deception, greed, and the destructive consequences of pursuing illusory gains at the expense of integrity and hard work. The Manciple's Tale. The Manciple's Tale is a story about the god Phoebus and his pet crow. Phoebus, who is extremely possessive and jealous, has a beautiful wife whom he deeply loves. The crow which can speak reveals that Phoebus' wife has been unfaithful. In a fit of rage, Phoebus kills his wife and in his grief curses the crow, turning its feathers black and taking away its ability to speak. The tale explores themes of jealousy, anger, and the consequences of impulsive actions. Through this narrative, the Manciple reflects on the destructive power of uncontrolled emotions and the importance of restraint. The Parson's Tale. The Parson's Tale is a long and moralistic sermon about sin, repentance, and the path to salvation. The parson discusses the nature of various sins, including pride, envy, wrath, sloth, avarice, gluttony, and lust, and offers detailed advice on how to recognize and overcome them. He emphasizes the importance of confession, penance, and living a virtuous life in accordance with Christian teachings. The tale concludes the Canterbury Tales with a solemn and instructive tone, reinforcing the spiritual themes and moral lessons that underpin many of the preceding stories. The Parson's Tale underscores the ultimate goal of spiritual redemption and the pursuit of a righteous life. Chaucer's Retraction. At the end of the Canterbury Tales, Chaucer offers a retraction, asking for forgiveness for any offense his works may have caused. He expresses a desire to focus on more devout and virtuous writing, renouncing his earlier secular and potentially sinful works. Chaucer asks for prayers for his soul and hopes that his readers will benefit spiritually from his writings. This final section reflects Chaucer's humility and piety, serving as a personal reflection on the moral responsibilities of an author and the potential impact of literature on the reader's spiritual well-being. So this was the synopsis of Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer. We will meet in the next video and discuss the synopsis of some other work. Until then, goodbye and thank you.